And welcome to yet another exciting edition of your favorite all-weekend educative program, Family Life on Adoatv. My name is Obahima Efe. Want to say a very big thank you to our sponsors, Migro Purified Mineral Water. For all events and occasion, get Migro Purified Mineral Water. You can also contact Adoatv Roofing and Cookwares for your quality and affordable roofing sheets and cookwares. We also want to say thank you to Spiffy Clothing for all printwears and embroidery. Get in touch with Spiffy Clothing and you'll be sorted out as soon as possible. We also say thank you to Shelly Ann's Restaurant. Opediani pa edia. Ode obo rata shi hona obo okasa ohwehwe Shelly Ann's a omodo obeko eduani bia opebia no onsa beka. Before we go on to today's topic for discussion and also introduce my guest, we'll take a quick turn. When we come back, the show continues. Thank you.
John, who fini you? Wow, Eddie, what boy juma. I check a roofing now. Oh, you fell one casa from Adoatv. Oh, na same roofing is a baby bray, nice keke. Why the catch you? Adoatv roofing sheet dear, and your nice keke with the bodan swa a chey and rinache. They want to call us a hood of a fair the bray. No money free roofing sheet no dear. Who hear that will be out? Now so the bodan swa a hero supampe. What means to trauma send your open roofing sheet no? We try the summer pepe. Mama po Adoatv money there. One of my technical advice na estimate free or professional installers so want your on-site installation. Ne boss crowd dafon pa. Oh yes, quality and ne da feminine. Adoatv 5 days pay na unsa kan order. Na a year after sales service proper bin so. Hwehwe Adoatv Watema Community 2, Meridian Road, Ebenkoko Board Warehouse, Western Region so Adoatv Takrade Anaji, Yeni Princeland Hotel and the Shinimu. And the Volta Region yawo Akachi South District Assembly Kwano so wa.
Go, good people of Ghana. Here are some safety measures on prevention of coronavirus. 1. Cover your mouth with tissue when you cough or sneeze. Dispose of tissue into a bin immediately you cough into it and wash your hands with soap and running water. Avoid shaking hands and use sanitizers as often as you can. Signs and symptoms of coronavirus include fever, cough, sneezing, and difficulty in breathing. Should you experience any of these or for more inquiries, please contact 0558 439 868. That's 0558 439 868 or call 0509 497 700. That's 0509 497 700.
Remember to always wash your hands with soap and running water.
This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health, the Ghana Health Service, and partners.
Announcements on Adoatv. Contact Adoatv for your general announcements, proclamations and publications, job vacancies, etc. at a very affordable rate. Call 05092 57754 020-9494-258 or visit our marketing desk at Step Work Premises. Adoatv, bringing good things to life.
Do you know that we have phenomenal influence on our various regulatory bodies? How many of these regulatory bodies do you know within the country? Are you aware you can lodge your complaints if and when you are not satisfied with a product or service? How often do you ask the relevant questions? Whom do you call when things are not rightly done? Connect with me on regulators on Adoatv as we deliberate on the purpose of these regulatory institutions, their functions, accomplishments, and shortcomings. We ask the back-breaking questions and get the unpolished truth. Be a part of our conversations.
The average human body mass should have at least 60% water for optimal performance in any physical or mental exercise. We can help you maintain it naturally. X Natural Mineral Water. Simply natural.
Ago, good people of Ghana. Here are some safety measures on prevention of coronavirus. 1. Cover your mouth with tissue when you cough or sneeze. Dispose of tissue into a bin immediately you cough into it and wash your hands with soap and the running water. Avoid shaking hands and use sanitizers as often as you can. Signs and symptoms of coronavirus include fever, cough, sneezing, and difficulty in breathing. Should you experience any of these, or for more inquiries, please contact 0558 439 868. That's 0558 439 868. Or call 0509 497 700. That's 0509 497 700.
Remember to always wash your hands with soap and the running water.
This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health, the Ghana Health Service, and partners.
Welcome back, viewers, from the break. It's still your show Family Life on Adoatv, and my name still is Obahima Efe. Today we are going to talk about interference of in-laws, especially sisters. Today is the focus for sister-in-law. Last week we talked about handling of finances in marriages, and a lot was said here, and I believe you've taken keen note of what you have to do, when it comes to marriage, or when it comes to handling your finances in your marriage. Today with me here is our very own father, Evangelist Patrick Tego. Evangelist, welcome.
Thank you.
How's the family?
Grace is keeping them.
I see. Today I see you are in white with some touch of, is it gold or curry? And then...
I celebrate according to my spirit.
Sure. Today is even my month, so I'm happy. Be a blinky. Okay. Mr. Hansen, I don't want to go further because one trying to make a mistake. Into memo longer say introduction.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome.
And good afternoon to your viewers. My name is Hansen Bederu. I'm the CEO and founder of HBA Success Group. In HBH, we believe that everyone is born with special giftings that need to be discovered, developed in order for the person to live a very successful life. And so, yeah, basically that's what there is. So we deal with personal development, personal discovery and development and all of that. And the HBA Success Group is quite a number of organizations put together. Winning Life Network, WorldNet, Export World, and HBA Development Academy. So when you come, we help you to understand who you really are and how you can tap into the abilities that you have, basically. Yeah.
Okay. So my first question goes to you, Mr. Hansen. Who is a sister-in-law? Or who can we call a sister-in-law?
Okay. A sister-in-law is the sister of your partner. but in some cases it extends to some other female cousins of your partner. But basically, when we say sister-in-law, we mean the sibling, the female sibling of your other partner. So if you are a man, the female sibling of the sister of your, or the sisters of your wife. If you are a lady, the sister of your husband.
Oh, okay. Okay. Evangelist, do they have any function to play when it comes to marriage?
Yeah. Basically, what they will be needing in the family is when their support is needed. Once I am married, I have a legal connection with my partner. We live in harmony. We don't denounce you, we don't reject you when you visit, especially with discipline.
Okay.
But before you even announce your presence, there must be a communique between me and my partner before your presence is allowed. So sometimes they are needed, especially when the woman takes in a seed and she might be going through a lot of stress at that particular moment. Some of these sisters-in-law has the legal right by invitation to come on board based on the relationship they hold with the marriage, that is the brother or the wife of the man. And so they will be there to help, sometimes with the house chores and other few things. And it will be helpful. So we don't just neglect them totally. When their services are needed, we employ them to come in by discipline, just to come and render those services. Once it is over, it's just like school. We close, you pack your things, and then you walk back to your home. So once the services is over, leave me and my wife to enjoy.
Mr. Hansen, do we set boundaries for them?
Obviously, marriage is between two people. However, other people can be part of the family. Okay. So marriage is between two people, the man and the wife. The scripture said, for this cause a man should leave his father and mother and cleave unto his wife. So there is the leaving part and there is the cleaving part. So immediately two people have come together to marry. The marriage is about the two of them. Other people have restriction. Okay. So for a sister-in-law to come in the family, she will definitely have to be invited, and then whatever she's coming to do has to be clearly spelled out. And in the case that they would have to do something else, the man and the wife must agree. So there is always restriction, there is always boundaries, there is always limitation for the sister-in-law if she has to come into the house.
Okay. Yeah. Evangelist, do you agree?
Oh yeah, perfectly. I mean, you don't just walk into somebody's house and do what you want. There must be strict boundaries around the house. Even in our own personal lives, we all have boundaries. So even with my friends and my colleagues, you have a limit to where you enter into my arena. Okay. I don't just open certain doors for you. Enter into somebody's house, and the best place is the hall. See there. I only open my bedroom for trusted people that I know I can die with and live with. They are the ones I can open the doors for, not everybody. Okay. Some even are not allowed in the hall. You stand outside and I talk to you and then you walk away. So it depends on the relationship you hold with the person. So we have boundaries. If you don't have boundaries, anything can happen. And that is where the chaos and then the misunderstanding begins to flow in. So sisters-in-law, when they come, they should have a boundary. Things you are supposed to do, things you are not supposed to do. The way you talk to my wife, especially the woman aspect, because I'm the brother and you are my sister, you come in and you talk nonsense, I will order you. Once you can't keep to the promises and everything, walk out. Okay. I did not marry you. I married my wife, and I don't neglect you because you are also my sister. But they should know their limits. You can't just be driving into every corner of the house. Okay. And that is where peace begins to prevail.
Okay, but Evangelist, you know, there's this saying that blood is thicker than water. Maybe she has sacrificed for you, let's say in terms of education. She was asked to be a scapegoat by maybe staying in the house so that you could further your education. And you've gone to the highest level of education. Now, you're telling me I have boundaries.
Actually, you know something? People have this mindset. It seems like once they release a little support for you, then they should tie it around you till Christ come. You have helped me. I love it. I appreciate it. It doesn't mean you own me. Yeah. It takes only God to own me. So once your support has come in, this is what we need to understand. When I'm with my sister, it is about our family affairs.
Okay.
When it comes to matters with my wife, I don't allow my sister to draw in, because that is my own family now that I'm building.
Okay.
And so don't come and throw your trash over there. When you have an issue with me, settle the scores with me one-on-one. Don't bring that thing in my family board. Whether you help me, whatever you took me to the skies or whatever, to God be the glory. I appreciate you for that. But for now, I am married. The rules have changed. It doesn't mean I am disrespecting you, but you should also have respect for my marriage, that I should be able to carry on. Some of these triggers things you are talking about counting as a means of frustration. When they delayed and their own marriages are not coming, then frustration sets in. So they'll be doing all the nonsense they want to do, because sometimes they may have a degree in doing nonsense things. But sometimes they need to step down and understand that life is just step by step. Today, my brother's turn has come. Who knows tomorrow? It is even better for you to learn from the examples of your brother and then the wife. Talk to them. Let them share their own experiences to you. One day, your own time will come, and you also live in peace.
Okay.
So the fact that you have helped your brother or whatever, and so you want to lord it over the marriage of your brother by moving to every corner and doing it by your, it is not allowed.
Okay.
Remember that one day you also marry, and you also get the same connection. How would you feel when they throw that same trash on you?
Okay.
So we should be mindful of some of these things. The fact that you've helped me doesn't mean you can come to my house and do anything you want. You are my sister. I respect you for that. You have helped me. I respect you a lot. But now I'm a married man, and that respect ought to be given to me.
Okay. Okay. Mr. Hansen.
Yes, that is a major part where people feel that because they have helped you, you are perpetually indebted to them, and so they can use that help to manipulate you. And also you mentioned that blood is thicker than water. It's true. But once, you see, I made a point about living and cleaving. Immediately you marry, your allegiance change. There must be, your allegiance is now to your wife in terms of marriage. If we have family things to deal with as a result of whatever help that you have given to me, we have to settle it as family, not drawing my wife into the equation as to try to attack her and all of that. So once I have gotten married, my allegiance is to my wife. But
that's the issue.
Yes, but I honor you as my sister. I honor the rest of the family. But my allegiance is primarily to my wife. And that allegiance is where the cleaving happened. The cleaving also happened in the point of agreement. So then my wife and I must agree really in an ideal situation, basically on everything before we do. And then also the issue of vision, where, of course, that is the basis of the proposal, that we have come together to achieve a certain cause. So that is where the cleaving happens. Once that happens, that is all there is. If you have helped me, you have helped me as a brother. And based on that, I can also help you, or I also help you. The fact that you've helped me does not mean that I have never helped you before and all of that. So I am not indebted in a way that will cause you to come into my marriage and come and cause confusion.
Okay.
You did not help me in order for you to come and be meddling in my marriage affairs.
Okay.
The terms of the help was not that when you marry, I can come and do whatever I want. So you've helped me, glory be to God.
But you're my brother, so I can come in at any time now.
I did not marry you. I married my wife. So there is a restriction to which you're... Now, you see, the point is, I've married. My wife and I are not two individuals.
Yeah.
My wife and I, we have become an entity. So if you attack my wife, you attack me. And if you attack me, you attack my wife. So if you say you are my brother, you seem to make it look like, okay, the wife is the other woman. The wife is not the other woman. The wife is part of your brother. So you can't come in. Your brother is no longer alone for which you can walk in and all of that. No.
Okay, but evangelist, in the situation whereby the man forgets the family, you know, there are some men that after marrying, they feel they are now ideal. Okay, they are supposed to be with their wife so that they can also form their own family. So they forget the family. Is that right?
Fine. Forgetfulness is part of our lifestyle as human beings. And so it's the responsibility of this same family to call the attention of the man in a very peaceful manner. It's very, very, very simple. You know, one thing that makes these sisters-in-law to fight the man, especially when he's married, is because of finances.
Yeah.
When this man was not married, anything the family needed, he was providing.
He gives, yeah.
Because there is no extra responsibilities. Extra. Now I am married. I am telling you, I used to give you 500 Ghana cedis a month when I was not married. Now I have a wife. Do you still insist I should offer you that 500 Ghana cedis when it's going to bring
not
down
at all.
disaster to my family? Now we have to do what I call partition. I'm going to give you a part of the money you used to request for, and I will explain to you. I am not giving you half of the money because I hate you, because I have denounced you as a family. But remember, I have other responsibilities as well to care for. So you take this half. Let me also use the other half to manage the other side of the family. I can't die for you holistically. What about my partner? That is where the family begins to fight the man. They think they own the man. So once we come, we are in need of 2,000, release it. 5,000, release it. 10,000, release it.
Okay.
They don't care about the other partner. So even before marriage, I believe personally that some of these things should be worked out. When you were courting and you were dating, begin to side them. Let them begin to understand that, listen, I am also moving out with somebody's daughter. A time is coming, I'm going to settle down with her. It is my responsibility to take care of her. So all your needs and everything ought to be curtailed now. You don't need to demand of me the way you used to. We all need to manage and agree with it peacefully. Then we can both enjoy on sides of the whole thing. So when a man sometimes neglects the family, sometimes might be a reason of too much pressure.
Okay, but Reverend, you see, don't you think that is why before you marry, you need to have you need to cut off certain things that you used to do?
That is why we are here, trying to educate the public on some of these things. And I made mention of it that before the marriage, there should be a communique. People should understand, I'm getting married very soon. All these things are there. Now we need to manage it. We need to do this. We need to do this. Even introduce your wife to the family. Let them begin to gel with this lady. Once they gel with her, they understand her. They will know that now my brother is bringing another responsibility to add up to what we already have. So we need to respect that woman, because one day automatically you also get married. You also need to be respected as a woman when you get to that family. So let's begin to strike this chord peacefully, so that there will be harmony within our relationship and nothing else apart from peace that we all seek for. So these things are needed. When the man, once you married as a man, the kind of pressure that comes on you, sometimes men don't spell their heat out. They try to maintain it very calm. It takes only women to vibrate, all because they have the voice and the strength to talk. So they can talk women. But for men, the fact that a man is sitting down quiet with a bottle of juice beside him doesn't mean he's enjoying life. He's just trying to release the stress and everything to calm down, so that he will have a rethink over everything. So my wife called, my kids called, my mother called, my father called, my sister called, my brothers called. Everybody is calling. Friends even coming, aunties, cousins, nieces. Am I God? I am human, for heaven's sake. So I also have a limit. That is why communication and gelling is very important. And that is where people need to study the basis from. And I keep saying, mention most of the time that, listen, when you are courting, it is not time for child's play. When people think we go for parties, we go for engagement, we go for weddings, and because I'm going for a wedding, my boyfriend must get me a new gown, my this and that and that and that. It's a waste of time, precious time. It is serious business. We sit, we talk, we work at it like equation. And we need to get the solution, because one day we will get there. But when we don't talk about some of these things at the very basics, and then we get married and the heat starts coming, then it's like, I've been cursed. Nobody cares. You didn't plan well. But once you structure this very thing well, I believe that peace will be the hallmark.
Mr. Hansen, would you say it would be wrong for a sister-in-law to ask the brother's wife if what the brother has been doing for her?
Well, to the sister-in-law who want to ask the brother-in-law, the brother's wife, what the brother has been doing for her, I don't think it's necessary. But some people will do. For me, the focus primarily is on the marriage. And one of the things I believe is that agreement before decision. So before any of the parties in the marriage begin to leak out information or give out an information, the other party must be in the know. So we have to know what we are saying to who, because sometimes the wife will go and say something and then the man is not aware, and then they come to ask the man and the man to be saying something else. So we have to be seen as a united entity. We have to be seen as one, as the marriage state. So if my wife come to ask my sister come to ask my wife what I've been doing for her, she doesn't necessarily have to go into the details. She must clear with me. For me, I don't think that is necessary at all. She can just say, oh, we are good, we are managing, everything is fine, and that's all. possibly we want to find out why is the sister asking.
Yeah.
Maybe she needs something she's not getting from the brother, and she wants to find out whether the brother is using all the money to take care of the wife. That's why she's asking. And one of the things that cause some of these problems is when the man consistently use the wife as an excuse. See, that also cause a lot of problem. So your sister or your mother ask you, oh, can you help me with this amount of money? Oh, my wife also needed this and that, and so because of that I cannot help. You can just say that, oh, I'm in a very difficult situation, I'm unable to help, or give me some time, I'll see what I can do, and all of that. You don't have to use your wife as an excuse. Immediately you start doing that, your sister would start bearing certain grudges or start feeling that, but for this woman I would have been helped. So then let's get rid of the woman, or she'll start fighting the woman. So for me, we want to first examine why would the sister-in-law be asking the brother's wife what the brother does for him. What does he want to get? Like I said, some could be that the man is using the excuse, or maybe he needs something from the man he doesn't get, and he can get back to the husband. Oh, it's good, we are managing. Oh, I want detail. Oh, it's not really, I mean, you see us, we are cool, there's really nothing extraordinary per se, but we are fine. Then you go back to your husband and clear with your husband. I mean, what's going on? Your sister just came to ask me A, B, and C, and I want to. And then the two of you would, and the husband could possibly be in a better position to tell you what is on the ground that you don't know. Because sometimes she's asking because of something that has happened between the brother and her. Yeah. And so the brother will then tell you that, okay, because of this and that. But for me, I don't think it's necessary. If the sister is asking that question, then she has another agenda.
Okay, but Evangelist, what if is on a good note? Maybe she's asking to support.
If there is any support you want to offer as a sister-in-law, talk to your brother. He's the man of the house. Once you release to him, the wife will get it. So there is no need. No need, simply no need. The communication should be clear. Between me and my wife, one voice. So any external voice that comes in should be detected. Quickly detected.
Okay.
But once we have the same voice, how can somebody come and then mess up with their own kind of intentions and thoughts? It's never done. So we should be very mindful of some of these things.
Okay.
And one thing they need to understand, when people settle down in marriage, I keep saying all the time, they need some grace period to settle down fully. It's just like a seed in the soil. It takes time. So they don't get married 2-3 months, then you start running to their homes and we are in need of this, they've not even settled. So give them space. At least a year. Let them sort themselves out. Before, if any other thing, then you can jump in. I don't get married today and then 2 weeks time you start calling me for money. We should be a rational human being, and we should understand they are human. They've gone through the stress, the wahala and everything just to settle down in their marriage. What we ought to do as an external family and sisters-in-law, brothers-in-law, what have you, is to rather encourage them and go down on our knees and pray to support them. Even when you have your 10-20 Ghana, be sending it to them for them to root themselves down. Once they are able to settle and see clearly, they will know where to release. They are helped to other external factors. Okay. But sometimes we are too hasty to rush and get things from them.
Okay.
This is the reason why most of these young couples cannot even enjoy their marriage, and they are plaguing.
But Evangelist, whereby maybe the sister-in-law has had an information or had so many information from people living in the community with the brother, but this is the case, she finds out from the brother and he's not giving out what the issue is, and she wants to get close to the wife to know what is happening, because for instance maybe they've married for like 5 years, 10 years, and things are not that okay. When you see the wife, you realize that no, there's something wrong. On that note, I don't think it's a bad thing for the sister-in-law to be asking that.
Yeah, like I'm saying, you hold a relationship with your brother, not the wife of your brother. So if anything at all, speak to your brother. The way I look at your wife of late, I strongly perceive that something is wrong. Brother,
Evangelist, some men wouldn't come out to say it.
Then it may be an agreement probably between the man and then the wife. They want to hold it there. It is not everything you can spill out when you are in marriage with your partner.
No, some time back when we had a show, you gave an example of a couple you visited, and then there was tension in the house. So anytime the bell rings, the wife thinks it's the man that is home, and so she opens the door and she saw you, and you realize that no.
Efe, you know something? Sometimes I keep saying, when we are married, we don't just and I just come out. I was like, I'm having some headache, I'm having some pain, and then quickly I'm looking for medication. Sometimes I keep saying that out of your pain will come the solution you need for tomorrow. If you don't go through that pain, the strength and the energy for tomorrow will not be there for you.
Okay.
So it is not everything that we jump on board to settle. Okay. Sometimes even when couples get misunderstanding among themselves, we can do our best, even as counselors, just to stay behind the scene, pray with them, and then we'll trust God that wisdom and then the Spirit of God will guide them to go through. Because anything you go through and come out successfully, you have gained what I call an experience. Mm-hmm. And so you will know that for sure. Last week I went through this. This week I was able to handle it. Now the experience and everything has come to you. Yes. But if we try to settle every score that they go through, what experience are we giving to them? Mm-hmm. How can they root themselves in the marriage? How can they run the race in the marriage? So sometimes you see it, but you just close your eyes. It's just like your little child who is trying to walk. The little attempt the child makes an effort, say, hey, my baby, come. Sometimes you need to allow the child to go through the pain without causing any pain to the child. But out of that, I believe the child will gain experience and they will root down peacefully. So sometimes we may see the signals, but allow them. When they are dying and they are going down, they themselves will call for help, 911, for people to come on board. Once they have not called you, then I'm trying to gain experience out of what I'm going through. And marriage needs experience to run with it. When we get married, the first 2-3 years, you could see the little things we quarrel, the little things misunderstanding. Yeah. As we keep progressing, we became used to it, we got the experience. Then listen, I don't like what you are doing, but experience has taught me. I will not even talk about it. Drop it there. I will pick it myself and fix it where I'm supposed to fix it. Wisdom, knowledge, and then we keep running the race. But if we keep asking, and I saw your wife, the way she is slim, as if she was not eating, and I saw your husband, the way she is, as if you have not been feeding your husband, maybe we were fasting. So why would you run the race for us? Maybe we have decided to fast. Out of the fast, we are losing weight. I know couples who are very heavy do. And they decided, let's take 2 weeks to fast and reduce the fats and everything. People start complaining without even questioning them. When they got to know that this was their reason, where is your stand now? So we shouldn't be in a haste sometimes to jump on board trying to find solutions for them. They might have their personal reasons. They wouldn't even want to explain to anybody because this is our family. Like I said, unless you see the red light that something dangerous is about to happen, even that one, you come on board with wisdom. So we shouldn't rush some of these things. We should allow them. Okay. They will fight small. They will giggle small. All these things is part of the package. No marriage is 100% smooth. Not even the Pope or the Bishop or whoever. Everybody go through something. Everybody. And out of it, we gain the experiences. Okay. And we live happily with each other.
Okay, Mr. Hansen, would you say that a sister-in-law's bad marriage can trigger her to act funny in the brother's marriage?
Yes. I mean, sometimes it's when bad marriage is a possibility. When sisters-in-law are not enjoying their own part of the marriage, they begin to have this sense of jealousy towards their brother's wife. Another one is that they may not necessarily be having a bad marriage. Sometimes they are not getting the kind of treatment that maybe they think their brother is giving this other his wife. Yeah. So they'll say, oh, we don't do that, it's too much. Why are you always doing A, B, and C to your wife? So yes, those things there was this situation where the man's sister is divorced, and that's the younger sister, and the sister the man had taken her as the mother because he's lost the mother quite early, and now she's divorced and she comes to stay in the house, and every day there is problem. So you can infer that maybe because of what she's gone through, she's trying to sort of push the brother to also do same. What you have to understand as a man primarily is that your allegiance is with your wife. Okay. Very important. You don't listen to people much more than you listen to your wife. You need to pay attention to her. You need to take care of her. There is nothing too much when you are taking care of your wife. There is nothing like the help is too much, the support is too much. There's nothing like too much, because if you are taking care of your wife, you are taking care of yourself.
Okay.
So there is nothing like saying, oh, it's too much and all of that. And when your sister comes to tell you you're not supposed to be doing this for your wife, it's too much and all of these things, you don't need to pay attention. And you see, Evangelist mentioned the point about finances and all of that. One of the major things that we lack in our part of the world, I mean, even generally, is that we are not as responsible as we are supposed to. So, to what end can you help someone? To what end can you keep coming for money for school fees, money for food, money for... To what end? You will be tired. Everybody will be calling you. So, let people understand that you have to be able to get to a point where you do things yourself.
Okay.
So the help goes through a certain process for you to stand. If you are helping and there is no point of standing in view, then there is a problem. So people need to understand that, look, if you are going for help, once in a while, yes, those other help can come, but on a larger scale, let people learn to be responsible. I know a family where the one brother, everybody feels that when the brother wake up, he should come and share money for everybody. So if the man doesn't do that, it means that it's the wife that is responsible, and so they want to come and attack the wife. I want to be in a position where I let my sisters understand that this is my wife. You have to learn to grow up. You have to learn to do things yourself. You have to learn to get to a position where you take responsibility for your life.
Okay.
And when you get to that stage, then any kind of help that comes to you, you can improve it, you can build it so that you can stay on your own. Aside from that, if you want every time brother has to do this, brother has to do that, brother has to do this, there will always be tension, because that help, there is no end for it.
Okay.
Because as much as we are human beings, we will keep needing things. So we help to maturity. We help to a level where we can handle, we can stand on our own. It's very important.
Okay.
Thank you.
Evangelist, would you like to add up?
Yeah, very, very important. Some of these things ought to be kettled. And I think giving time for counseling when the couples are getting married, I personally believe that the sisters-in-law, brothers-in-law, and everybody should be invited. There should be a special counseling section for them. They need to hear wisdom, sound wisdom. That listen, it is a migration from level 1 to level 2. And that is where your brother is going. And so be cautious. We know you are blood related. We know you are this and that. But remember, he also needs to settle down with somebody else. That life takes over there. So they also need to receive some level of counseling. That will also help them to understand that this thing, we need to apply our wisdom as well. And even your support as well. One day, will you be wise enough to wake up and then call your brother? It's weekend. Can I come back and help your wife to cook and then clean the house and stuff and things? Is it allowed? When it's allowed, allow them to come. And do this thing genuinely, because one day, the same help you are channeling to your brother's wife, somebody is also out there waiting for you to come to release that same kind of help to you. So we go there through invitation. And this is where sometimes the major problem is.
Okay.
My brother is married. So I woke up in the midnight, 12 midnight, bang, 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 bra, baba. For where? My house. There should be some kind of respect. Call me. I'm on my way. I said, no, we are not in the house. No, return. Come back next week. We all have our internal issues to settle.
Yeah.
So you are coming, you give us an invitation, then we put our heads together, see what we can do. Whether you are okay to come or not. But when they don't come by invitation, they still feel like we own our brother. We can get to his house anytime we want, eat any kind of... Sometimes they even get there, they will not allow anybody to serve them. Straight to the kitchen, and they'll be serving themselves, eating anything. This is the reason why some of them can be poisoned. Because women, the way they were created, they are their own enemies. They are the same people that love themselves. So if you trigger them so much, you will be amazed the kind of things they will do to you. You don't go to your brother's house and serve yourself. That is not a restaurant. It's somebody's home. So seek for help. Oh, madam, please, can we get some food to eat? Let the madam in the house order you. Get to the kitchen, sit down, let me come and fix it for you.
Okay.
We just don't run there and then you say, I'm in love with this, or then you take it. Oh, I think I love this one, also then you take it. Are we in the mall? So people should respect people and seek for their opinion and let the marriage run smoothly.
Okay.
If you are frustrated and you don't know what to do with your life, go to God in prayer. Let the Holy Spirit be your guide and teach you what to do. That one day you will also live to enjoy.
Okay. Evangelist is saying that if you are frustrated in life, you go to God in prayer and one day he will answer you. It doesn't mean if as your brother, you can trip in at any time to demand for anything at all. No, you should have your limits. We are not saying you people are bad, no. In fact, me, I'm also a sister to a brother who is also married, but I don't do that. So I don't expect you to also do that. We're going for a quick time. When we come, the show still continues.
John, wofini nyo. Wow, Edeyefe, Edi wabwejuma. I check roofina. Oyefe wankasa from Asatek. Oh, na same roofing sheets aba bebre nice keke. Why the catcher? Asatek roofing sheet die. Enye nice keke o. With the board dance wa eche enwe na che. Na won colors ahodo fefe bebre. No mo ne free roofing sheet no die. Who hear that we bia o. Na so the board dance wa ejire so pampe. Utumi so chiro mo se ne ope roofing sheet no. You try the sama pepepe. Mama po Asatek money there. One ma technical advice na estimate free or professional installers nso a want your on-site installation. Ne boss kura da pa. Oh yes, quality ne bo da feminine. Asatek 5 days pay na won can order. Na wo year after sales service proper bin so. Hwehwe Asatek Watema Community 2, Meridian Road, Ebenkoko Board Warehouse, Western Region. So Asatek Takrade Anaji, Yeni Princeland Hotel and the Shinimu, and the Volta Region yawo Akachi South District Assembly Kwano so ha.
The average human body mass should have at least 60% water for optimal performance in any physical or mental exercise. We can help you maintain it naturally. X Natural Mineral Water. Simply natural.
Announcements on Adoatv. Contact Adoatv for your general announcements, proclamations and publications, job vacancies, etc. at a very affordable rate. Call 05092 57754 020-9494-258 or visit our marketing desk at Stepwork Premises. Adoatv, bringing good things to life.
Ago, good people of Ghana. Here are some safety measures on prevention of coronavirus. 1. Cover your mouth with tissue when you cough or sneeze. Dispose of tissue into a bin immediately you cough into it and wash your hands with soap and running water. Avoid shaking hands and use sanitizers as often as you can. Signs and symptoms of coronavirus include fever, cough, sneezing, and difficulty in breathing. Should you experience any of these, or for more inquiries, please contact 0558 439 868. That's 0558 439 868 or call 0509 497 700. That's 0509 497 700.
Remember to always wash your hands with soap and running water.
This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health, the Ghana Health Service, and partners.
Welcome back, viewers, from the break. It's still your show, Family Life, on Adoatv, and my name still is Obahima Efe. We are still here with our guest, Evangelist Patrick Tego, and then Mr. Hansen. We are talking about interference of in-laws, the sister-in-laws in marriage. And before we went on break, we were talking about you having your limits as a sister-in-law when it comes to marriage. Oh, brother, no warrior, and you are warrior. We hear Bibia. At first, maybe he used to give you that 500 as Evangelist set that example, and now he's giving you 200. You are still not okay with it. Opening. Then I'll say, yo, Pacho, Obia on a limit. Why? So, Evangelist, what are some of the signs of a manipulative sister-in-law in marriage?
There are millions out there we can talk about.
Okay,
Many.
so we'll
many.
talk
Let's
about
just
some.
handle some few and then we'll just speak it from there. There are so many signals you can talk about. Like we said earlier, number one, you just rush into the family without anybody's notice. And fine, for the first time, maybe they may forgive your error. And then obviously the thing begins to continue. You keep coming without any alert. You come and your movement even in the house can tell. Sometimes you want to control the entire house. Why have you prepared this kind of stew? I prefer this one to this one. Why have you done this? I prefer this one to that one. The way you keep shifting the agenda of the original couples who are married, as if you are the one who married for them. And we should be cautious about some of these things. Secondly, the way you also talk to the wife of your brother.
Okay.
We should be mindful about it. There are these sisters-in-law sometimes seeing their brother's wildlife. They are nothing. They are nobody. So they drop in the house and they can talk anyhow. They touch this thing and the lady wants to talk. Say, hey. And you know the women, the way they can do their signals. They will just give you a sign and it's like, keep quiet. I'm in my brother's house. I am in my brother's house, not your house. And this is where the bitterness and everything begins to trigger. If you are in your brother's house, what about me? Am I a maid over here? And that is where they need to spell it clearly. Once you talk to my wife anyhow, then remember I may come on board. When I finish, I'll come to the family house and I'll deal with you over there peacefully. Very, very important. They can trigger you to the extent that even in your own house, you'll be shaking, you can't sleep, you can't eat well. You hear their sound, you hear their phone calls and everything, and fear grips you because of the way they can go about issues. You may arrange your own things in your house and they may come and they will tell you, this is not how to do it. Then they will begin to put things in order for you as if you are a class 1 child. And we should be mindful of some of these signals because even if the man is not aware about some of these things and your wife keep complaining to you, then you need to set your eyes down and watch. Because if care is not taken, she is a woman and one day she will be triggered and do what is expected of every woman when she is annoyed. And that is where the family members may come on board. Your wife is not with us, your wife is fighting my children, all kinds of nonsense. So we should be careful about some of these signals when they start at the early stages.
Okay.
Try to stop them from the very foundation. Don't allow them to grow wings. Once you see the signal, kill it. Once it comes, kill it. Once it comes, kill it. With wisdom, not with harsh words and probably some fights and whatever. You can sit your sister-in-law down and then talk to him, talk to your sister. Hey, I am married. You need to understand this. This is the style we want in this house. This is how we want it. Your mother may be cooking for you for years with your sisters and you'll be enjoying. A sister-in-law can come to the house whereby your wife has cooked and she will taste and say, this is not like my mother's food. Because your brother did not marry your mother. She married a wife, a different woman altogether. And you can never compare the two. Your mom have her own skills of cooking. Despite the wife of your brother, also might have her own way. So you don't try to bring in comparison. This is how mommy used to do it. She did it for you. But for my wife, she is somebody else. So you don't go out there and complain. She doesn't know how to cook. She doesn't know how to wash. She doesn't know how to do this. But I married her and I'm comfortable with her. Why are you complaining? You are not the one enjoying the food. Anytime you come to my house, you are a guest, a parasite, only to come and enjoy what has been prepared for me. So keep quiet and go away peacefully. Once I am not complaining, why should you complain? I live in the house with my wife. My wife cook and I eat. A guest come around, we feed you just for the day, being a guest in the house. And then you lunch yourself 2 months or 2 months. Baby. Who gave the chop money? Was it your money? Even the landlord, I have not complained about the food I'm eating. And you complaining. This is not a restaurant. This is not a restaurant. This is my marital home. If you think you can't handle our food, the next visit you are coming, pass by the watching seller's place and get your own. When we come, genuinely we offer you a plate and water. Serve yourself and eat your food and go away. But don't bring that nonsense to my house. I have to respect somebody's daughter. I paid for her bride price. I didn't pick her from the streets. She needs to be respected.
Yeah.
So once my sisters begin to grow wings, they have counseled them, they have encouraged them, we have talked to them, and they are still not trying to respond to it, then I will act like a man.
Okay.
Fully grown man.
Okay.
And I will show them their level.
Okay.
Very, very important.
Okay. Mr. Hansen, would it be right to fake in order to please your sister-in-law?
No, because you don't have to fake, because when you fake, you will get to your bursting point and it will not be nice. Because if it's like blowing an air in a balloon, if you keep blowing and blowing and blowing and blowing, there is a certain level the balloon cannot hold it, and so it will burst. And when it bursts, it's not nice. So when there are issues, deal with it. If there should be a clear communication between a husband and a wife, there shouldn't be anything that should be hidden. And so if there is nothing to be hidden, then there is no reason to fake. So if there are issues with the family, then the brother would have to deal with it. If it's from the woman's side, of course, the wife would have to deal with it. But to try to fake, it's a very dangerous thing, because it will get to a time you can't fake again. Now, human beings have a certain tendency of shifting the goalpost. So usually, there are people who are known as no-nonsense people. And once we know they come across as, let me call it their brand, no-nonsense people, you can't go beyond a certain threshold. You yourself, when you are going, you are very scared. Now, that helps to a very large extent.
Okay.
Because it means that you have set your boundaries right. Everything is clear. But if you pretend, they will keep shifting. That is where you burst out. Because if today she step on your toes and you say, oh, it's nothing, it's not anything. Tomorrow she will try to hit you a bit. You say it's not anything. The next day you are taking a slap. You say it's not anything. Then it will get to a point where you can't hold this, and you may go and carry a pistol or mortar and blow and
Maybe in
hit
that
the person.
situation, you pray for spirit of endurance.
No, endurance cannot work there. And you ask about the signs. I think the signs are primarily two things. The first is that you see that your sister is on a fault-finding mission, and she's trying to manipulate you, or she's trying to turn you against your wife. So she say, oh, your wife didn't do this. Oh, your wife didn't do that. Oh, why didn't your wife do this? Oh, that, like Evangelist said, there's too much pepper, there's too much salt. Oh, no, they didn't sweep. Oh, the place they swept is not nice. Fault-finding mission. The other one is complaints, complaining about everything. And also because they think to have a certain sense of right. So they've not properly seen the man as a mature person. They think that he's someone that they can throw around. So all of that. So those are some of the signs. But for the faking, don't, because if you do, they will shift. Human beings are like that. They will shift the goalpost. They will keep doing things in extreme until you can't hold it anymore. And if you don't take time, you are either going to become a slave and maybe die, or you burst out. And that is just each of the ways. And remember that at the end of the day, your allegiance is to your husband. Very important. Now, if you allow the sister-in-law to manipulate you, to cause you pain, to cause you all of these things, you are not going to become a good wife. Because as a result of the pain the sister-in-law is causing, you will bring it on the man.
Okay.
So, once the issues start, and see, when you are going to get married, there are certain things you should anticipate. Because you are getting married into a family, and you are also coming from a family. So, counseling is very important. Now, I believe that we can skillfully live life, and knowledge is critical. If we have to skill, there is a way to do everything, and we have to be open enough to have a comfortable conversation. We have to be teachable enough to learn and understand the issues of life, so we know how to deal with it. Okay. So immediately you are getting married, anticipate some of these issues. They may come. When they come, how do you deal with it? When sister-in-law start doing this, when mother-in-law start doing this, when this friend start doing that, when that friend start doing, how do we handle it?
Okay.
And seek counsel, seek advice, seek to be built with the necessary knowledge that is intended to deal with those issues. Then you are better prepared for whatever issue that will be coming in the marriage later. So to the women and the men, don't pretend.
Okay.
Even if anything at all, have a conversation with your husband and start planning.
But will it be a crime if a sister-in-law realizes that the wife, that's the brother's wife, is becoming so authoritative, so pompous and intimidating the brother.
Okay. So
And then like maybe she steps in. Would it be?
Nobody is permitted to step into a marriage without permission.
But at times, you have to go.
If they don't seek your help, you see, in-laws have to learn not to give unsolicited support.
Hey.
Once your support is not solicited, don't. If it gets extreme and the man cannot handle it, he would have a way of dealing with it. It's their marriage, and they have to find a way out. Like Reverend was saying, life is about maturity. When you set out to do something, sometimes you may not get it right the first time, and as you grow into it, you'll be getting better at it. So yes, maybe the woman did not become authoritative overnight. There were over 4 billion women in the world, and he went and said, "This is the one I want," and picked him, and paid his bride price, and pay her bride price, and brought her home. So on what basis are you going to say she's so authoritative over the man, so the man cannot think, the man cannot make a decision? Once a person is going to get married, it's assumed that he's got to a level of maturity and is able to handle life. And as life is, when issues begin to happen and he can't handle it, then he seeks support. But if you are on the side and you are watching and you say, oh, he's not taking care of your brother very well, because of that, you are going to. It is often said that you may likely even be the third person, because at the end of the day, you will say, oh, I didn't send you to come and do anything. So wait until they seek your support.
Hey, evangelist.
Oh yeah, it's very important. You know, where these problems are coming from is because of the bonding between the man and then the sisters. When he was single, they eat together, they may probably be in the same room, they watch, they play, they jump, they sing, they do all these things. So the bonding is there. So the question is now, I want to separate from them. How do I separate them? And that is where the work is supposed to be. When we don't do the separation well, that is where they go to their marital home, and these girls can still follow them as if their brother has rented a new apartment. So let me bring our goods and then we just go with him. That is why they even insist on, brother, when you go and settle down, I'll be coming next week. Then they will pack their things, and when you see the load, nobody is telling you they are coming to stay for a year. And so the bonding, that is where the problem is. So this thing should be done with wisdom. So once the man gets the alert, I want to settle down, God willing, next year, quickly he needs to work on some of these things. Bring the wife to be on board. Start talking to your sisters. This is the woman I wanted to marry. Let your wife have a cordial relationship with your sisters. They should gel together with each other. Once upon a time, they should come and sit down, dine together, eat together. Just make sure that they will begin to flow with this for a period of time. By the time you settle down, all the markings and everything will be taken off, and they will understand with wisdom that now our brother is married, one day we will also go. All they needed now is our support, because there are also good sisters-in-law. Honestly speaking, good ones. They will not interfere in your marriage. They only come on board to help. They will do the rightful thing. They even come to encourage the wife. Some of these women, your sisters can even support the wife, and they will fight you, the man. Not fight you without any brain, but like when you treat the woman in the way they are not happy with it, they will support the woman and they will be hot on you. And so there are good ones out there who are doing best, and we salute them this day for the wonderful job that they are doing. All we are asking that the other party should learn from these examples, that we all have peace within our marriages. So the bonding is where the care is supposed to be taken, so that we can just do this thing and then people may enjoy their marriages and everything. Can you imagine living in the same house with your sister-in-law, and then probably you decide to wake up at 4 a.m. and then she decides to get up at 7 a.m. And you can see the chaos sometimes that will be in the house. You'll be in the kitchen as the wife, preparing breakfast. She just jumps on board. I'm not interested in this. Can I do something else? Or can you do something else for me? Are you my mistress or my maid? That is the question. You can't come here and then control me over here. I am the CEO of the house. Domestic engineer, that I am the one. So you don't come and complain to me. Submit yourself to me, respect me, irrespective of your age.
Okay.
I am married to your brother, and I love him, and that is the reason why we are here.
Okay.
You only came on board to help. So the bonding, people should be mindful, especially the men, when they know they are getting married, they should be working extra hard. Once a while, pick your sister or your sisters, take them to lunch. whilst they are eating, you'll be explaining some of these things to them. One of the lunch, then you bring your fiancé on board, and then you'll be gelling them together. You'll be letting them to understand that this thing ought to be broken, but with wisdom. Above all, you support yourself with prayer. Allow the Holy Spirit also to melt upon their hearts. Then He will break the code. And then once you get married, things will fall in line.
Okay. Before I read a question that someone sent. How do we deal with sister-in-laws?
Well, I think to deal with sister-in-laws, number one, like Reverend said, the bonding.
Yeah.
So before marriage happens, there must be the living and cleaving, like I keep saying. So we must be seen as a united entity. We must agree as married couples. We must agree. So your husband, your wife come together, everything, we appear as a united entity.
Okay.
Don't go and do your own thing, then this person will go and do her own thing. You will not win the battle of in-laws, if you ever am allowed to call it that way. So first, make sure that there is unity between you and your partner. If there is no unity, you are not going to win. Number two, discuss and agree on issues first before you speak. So before anything, make sure that the two of you are in agreement. So the husband or the wife knows and all of that. The next is that let the right person respond.
Okay.
So and this is very critical, because you see, we don't feel for people the same way. You are my wife, I love you. My wife may love you, but not as much as I will. Your mother loves you, I like your mother, but not as much as your mother. I cannot love your mother more than you.
Yeah.
So the difference in the way we feel towards each other means that the right person has to do the communication. So if it has to be with my family, I would have to do the communication. I would have to talk to them and let them understand that there is this and that issue. There is a way we have to deal with it. Let's watch it. This thing is likely to bring a problem. If it's the woman's family, of course, the woman would have to be every time let the right person do the communication. And then finally, you can trying to build the proper relationship between in-laws, especially, and in focus your sister-in-law. Make sure that sometimes, as much as possible, stop complaining about your wife to them. Also, okay, because of the feeling. If you keep complaining and my wife did this, my wife did that, my wife did this, what is going to happen is that they will, because of the love they have for you, they would have issues with your wife. And long after you've forgiven your wife, they haven't. Mm-hmm. And so tomorrow they will go and start attacking your wife because of something that you have said way back. Okay, so avoid complaining about your partner to your family, and the other way around, to avoid complaining to your partner about your family too much, and your partner too would have issues with your family. So as much as possible, try to manage that. And then finally, you can, once in a while, you can chip in, instead of complain, some help that your partner has been to you. Oh, my wife is good, she's helped me out with this. And your other family would start responding well to her. Oh, she's been helping our brother, she's been doing this and that, she's been helping our sister, he's been helping our sister, and all of that. Mm-hmm. And maybe an auxiliary one, if you can, if there is a gift to give, you can you can let the opposite. If I want to give something to my mother, my wife can do that, can send it to her, and I'm sure that the relationship can be well managed from that end.
Okay. So viewers, our phone lines are open. It will be open soon. It will be open soon. So you can quickly look on the screen and then pick the numbers. Okay, my producer says it's open. So you can quickly call, add your comments, your suggestions, or your questions, and we'll attend to it shortly. Evangelist, I think this lady needs an advice. She said, I'm in so much pain right now. Last week, my husband told me that he was going to travel to the village for his friend's mother's funeral. I couldn't go with him because I had my third born. That's just 6 weeks. His sister and niece are also living with us. They also said they were going to the village with their husband to see their parents because I was going to be alone. I called with my 3 children. I called my sister to come around to come and help. They left for the village on Friday, and the last time I spoke with him, that's my husband, was that same Friday around 11 p.m. And the next morning, his phone was busy. I called his sister and she said they were not together and that he went to his friend's house. I keep ringing, but his phone was now switched off. I rang his sister again and she told me his phone is having issues and I should call back in an hour. She'll go there and pass on the phone to him. I finally spoke with him on the phone and he told me his phone died and he would speak to me later. He gets it fixed and I didn't hear from him. Even the sister stopped picking up my calls. My sister later on came to show me a picture, a status picture, okay, about my husband, that he was getting married to a different lady. Let's pick a call. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Please, your name and where you calling from?
My name is Eshen, speaking from Papa.
Eshen. How is Takwa?
Yes, please. Papa is very nice.
Okay, please go ahead.
Please, I wanted to ask a question. Let's say you are staying with your parents and your parents are very old. Your siblings too are staying, but in the same house but different apartment or different part of the building.
Okay.
Now you marry as a young guy, you bring your wife to your apartment, which is in the same house. Then you get to tell your wife to, let's say, wash your parents' things and stuff, whilst your sisters too are staying in the same house but on the different part of or different flat of the house.
Okay.
Is the lady, is she okay with it? Like, if it gets to a point that she's not okay with it, can she actually opt out not to do it, or can she say she will not do it again, or can it bring any problems in marriage or something like that?
Okay. So, we have another caller. Hello. Hello. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Asari. Please, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Koforidia.
Koforidia, okay. Please go on.
Oh, I really love the program, and then I really appreciate the speakers, the guest speakers.
Thank
I
you.
want to God richly bless them for the depth of wisdom that they are religion to us. We are really learning a lot.
God bless you too for watching.
God richly bless you. Reverend, God bless you for the knowledge you are sharing with us. We are grateful, and we are in support with you. God richly bless you. Thank you.
Thank you too. Thanks for calling. Hello, Ruby.
Hello,
good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Please, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Ashama.
Okay, please go on.
I also have a little problem. I've been married for some years with kids, and I've completed school. Actually, I've sacrificed to be in the house to take care of the kids. My husband feels that I'm a lazy woman. I don't want to do anything. So yesterday, my kids were sick, and then now I've gotten a job that is like a school teaching. So when the kids were sick, he was like, no, I should stay in the house. And I really find it a big problem. And also, the sister advised him the husband doesn't give her money. So my husband said, okay, now that you are working, you should take care of yourself. I don't know what to do. I'm a little bit confused. So if there's any help,
okay.
I think I'll be glad.
Okay, Ruby. Hello, Ruby.
Hello.
Please talk to my producer, okay? But we'll quickly do a touch up on what you've asked, okay? Okay, thank you. Evangelist.
Where do we pick it from?
Let's handle her own, and then we'll talk about the question I asked.
Let's talk about the question.
Okay. Okay.
Well, she's related to you.
No.
This is family life. I love the noise behind Ruby's call. That alone should give you a clue that this is family life.
Yeah,
I love the noise. Anyway, what Ruby needs to understand, the communication level should still be watched. All that they are going through, they need to sit and then talk. when we talk about communication, it is not a matter of me picking a call and like, where are you? I'm coming. Do you want to do this? No, I don't want to do it. This is not communication. These are married couples. They need to sit, make quality time, and then sit together. Bring your issue on board. Let me also bring mine on board. Let wisdom reason through us. And I believe that by the close of the day, we might be able to release all the kind of things we need so that peace just prevail. Okay. Because if we don't communicate effectively the way we are expecting, remember when the woman starts giving birth, her body features and the stress and everything begins to change. So automatically there will be pressure on her. You could hear the background noise of these children. The question is, where is the man? All the heat. I'm not saying the man is a lazy man. Probably might be out there doing something reasonable, but look at the stress she has to go through, the noise behind the call. I believe after that she needs to get to the kitchen. She will be washing, she'll be doing this, she'll be doing that. So it is not easy to give birth and then control your life peacefully. Some they go through childbirth and come with so many complications and they can't do so many things anymore. And that's the essence of them getting house help and maids sometimes to come and support, or family members even to come on board to come and support. So what Ruby now needs is she should just call the husband attention. They should sit, they should work it out. Trust God. Even before she makes that move, she needs to commit everything to the hands of God. Okay. That the Spirit of God will just arrest the heart of the husband. That wisdom may prevail so that they will begin to enjoy and understand each other. Okay. There are many men who challenge their wives to be housewives so that they will not work. But today they are still, they wish this thing would turn around. Because sometimes a little money and we feel like we can control the entire house with it without thinking of tomorrow. So the idea of your wife or your partner having a skill and a gift where you try to mute the voice of that gift, you are causing harm to your future in 10 years to come. Yeah. So allow her to do something with it. We can manage it. We can manage it. That's why we have our parents and our grannies and our sisters say, Lord, they are all on board. Now they need to help. This is where their help might be needed officially. So we call them and they render that support to us. So really should sit back and then talk back to the husband. And I believe things will just roll out. Okay. So back to the question or the advice the lady is seeking. The text message. Yes. They are legally married. Okay. Legally married. They have 3 kids. And then the man says he's going for a friend's mother's funeral. Okay. I think their case is also all about communication. When the man wants to leave the house for the funeral and the sisters were also living, they could have had a plan. Since I knew I was leaving a wife and 3 children behind who might need help. So they should have drawn a plan. I'll be living for this number of days. My sisters would love to be with me. So darling, why can't you invite your sister or any friend you know who can render this kind of help whilst we are away? This thing should have been done. The dialogue should have been done. And then probably she say, oh, okay, then let me call my sister on board. Once the sister gets on board, it is still even on you as the man. As soon as you get there, you still need to call to find out how they are doing. Is everything all right? The communication should keep running until you finish your project over there and then come back to wherever you are. But when you break the silence and then the code and you carry all your family members alongside with you, you don't even blame the sister of the man by putting off her phone because the stress was coming too much. She has no role to play in this. She was also flowing on a Lone Ranger race. And so it is the responsibility of the man who should have drafted this nice plan. I knew I was living with my wife. 2 weeks time I have to travel. I should have sat with her. Then we planned. In 2 weeks time I will travel. Spending 2 weeks. Okay, we have a caller. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Franklin. Please, where are you calling from? Medina. Asking you whether he can speak to you. Fifi. Pachokoso.
Yeah. Good afternoon. Normally, you're second now. You're gonna have it, and also Emma interruptions about Mufa. Okay. And yeah, many Belinda worry. If a coffee and I'm not Belinda, it's no, you should move cool, you're young quiet. But if papa, me, mammy, Milan, any movie. It can't say, she can some writing, you know, carbon, temple, and change as a family. So, you can get a man car in a theatre. With nothing to worry in front of us now, it will be a great help to all of us. You also don't worry, now some of us is clear. That's what the problem starts with. But then, what one can do? When Mammy got Mammy Pisica and go hang and say, single room, Mammy starting a small family or one man. And that was, it was sharp and started because you cheat your Mammy and never unfee. The other will be a movie. So, of course, means because we're going to get a guinea. I was so worried. So, intimidating from me, philosophy, no worry, because you need to say, about that, now what's not on the reaction because in the same media business. Where are a bit of war and the Lucian Apostolic? But I didn't really ask for insurance.
Me that's a fifi. We are no afraid near Casa. Me too catch a fire. Okay, so Evangelist, you are saying something, or are you done?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so
I think
this the situation where the man has blocked the wife's line and he's marrying or worry about fufro.
yes. I think there are a lot of people who are seen to be married but are not married. There are a lot of people who a friend was sharing with me that everybody sees the man. The man says that everybody sees him as married, but he is single. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is that for a lot of people, they have detached long time ago. That the what the lady have said have sent, there are a lot of things hidden inside. So what have happened is that the man have made a decision to marry, but from this point, with the information that we have now, from this point, what I would say is that if they are married by ordinance, the man is only allowed to marry one. The law does not allow you to marry two. Okay, if he is married...
Please hold on, let's speak a caller. Hello. Hello.
Hi.
Good afternoon.
Yeah.
Please, your name and where you calling from?
I'm DJ Bakisha from Ashaiman.
Okay. Please go ahead.
Is it good for a man to marry how the system is now?
Hello.
I think is it good for a man to marry how the system is now?
Is it good for a man to marry? As in... Oh, okay. Okay. Who answer you, okay?
Alright.
Okay.
I want to ask something.
Sorry?
I want to ask something now.
Oh, okay. Thanks for calling.
Alright.
Okay.
Okay, so to conclude that point, there were a lot of things that were happening, and so the man have decided, for whatever reason, to decide to go and marry another woman. And so it is because, and he didn't want to let the woman know. That's why he blocked the woman and all of that. But if they are, like I said, married by ordinance, the man cannot, by law, marry another woman. But if it's traditional marriage that they have done, of course, he can. There are issues to be dealt with on that. With Ruby's case, I think that the major issue with communication. Every decision you take, there are consequences to it.
Okay.
So responsibility is very important. You can't have your cake and eat it. Every time opportunity called, let one thing go for the other. So if you want the lady to sit in the house and take care of the kids, then you have to take care of something else. If you want her to go to work, then you have to support her in taking care of them.
Okay.
So
we have our last caller on the line. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Mami Ajwa.
Yes.
Okay. Please, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Cape Coast.
Cape Coast. How is Cape Coast? Yes. Cape Coast, what want to name? Okay. Please go ahead. You, Mami, Mate. Amen. Mr. Mami Ajwa. What TV ni betu me alone kakra. I dey eat ye wo ho. Me da say.
Hello.
Yes, mpacho betu makasa. Okay. Okay.
Now, I have of the list and over. Now, on the nation, of the okay, then there. Now, the book will now one unfortunately, of the opportunity. But rather, let me tell you of money, come up with you, what is it up the hash go for? Now, the woman trade with the woman trade with that is too much more.
Okay.
Upper friction, I say, rather, it cannot be read to follow on our logo. It's the watch. Now, today, what should you? So, I mean, I just do after 1 month. It's really more high.
Mami Adwa, mpacho yebetim aye ne ntem ai dey time ne kokakra ana dey ye wia yebetim ne ne wakasa. Ai. Okay. Yo ye da se nti kodo na hwe dwumedie ai ye councillors no what one numbers ni bet join ne nti ibetum afa numbers ne ne wan kasa ai ehwe screen nso do a ye de ye WhatsApp number bi ato ho or ye 0543673173 ono so ibetum afa ehu na send nti de mesremo yen time na call nti ibetum afre numbers na ma abobon ai please evangelist, please your final words and then you add your number to it.
All right. My final submission goes to married couples. It's our prayer that they should stay strong and be connected to the things of God. I keep saying Christ at the center of everything. No matter what happens, he will still stand.
Yeah.
So they should just be able to stand strong. Also on the aspect of the sister-in-laws, we pray this day for them that no matter what they are going through, they should also humble themselves and allow the Holy Spirit to work through them. Whatever support they think they have for their brother's family, the wife and then the man himself, they should do it genuinely. Nobody knows tomorrow. One day their time will come and they'll also be there. And they should live happily with them. Render any kind of support you can for them genuinely from the depth of your heart.
Okay.
And don't trouble their marriage. Don't trouble the waters for them. Help them to enjoy. And tomorrow your turn will also come around.
Okay. Please add your number to it quickly.
055-122-0481. 055-122-0481.
Okay, Mr. Hansen, your final words quickly.
Yes, I would also want to say that life is in stages and it's a process, and it's important that we learn to know what to do at what time. And so as we try to deal with the many issues that comes with life, let's learn to appreciate knowledge and learn to deal with it. So I believe that you are special. There is something great in you. And so you can pick our number 054-2563-653. 054-2563-653. And let's talk and let's discover that great person that is within you, develop it so that you can become successful. Thank you. Okay,
so we also want to say thank you for watching the show Family Life. Our time is fast spent, and we promise we'll have another round of this same topic some time to come. Thanks to the Nash collection for the nice makeup things you gave me yesterday. I really appreciate. Viewers, so we come your way next week, same time, same day. We also say thank you to our sponsors, Migro Purified Mineral Water, Adoatv Roofing and Cookwares, and then Spiffy Clothing together with Shelly Ann's Restaurant. Stay tuned, we'll come your way next week. It's me, your favorite host, Obahima F.